Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Welcome back to my channel, and today, as you see, I am going to be doing a little flip through of the wedding folio that I've made for Hannah and George. It's now finished. I'm really pleased with it. I hope they love it too. I've made a few changes since the last time you excuse me, since the last time you saw it, because I originally had a piece of white lace sort of ruffled down the side here. But on reflection, I thought that wasn't really what the sort of thing they would like. It was a bit too white and a bit too frou-frou for them, really. So I found this piece of pretty trim, and I thought actually that really went nicely with all the colours, and I think it just gave it that nice little edge. And I'm much happier with that. And I've put their initials on. And the other thing I did, because I've made that wedding guest book for them that you've seen on a previous video, I was quite keen to try and incorporate some of the fabrics that they chose for that book. So there was this one, which is the very pretty autumnal floral fabric, and I really struggled. I couldn't make it work in this journal with these colours. It just didn't work for me. But this one, I don't know how well you can see the actual fabric. Let me just hold it up to the camera a little bit more and see if you can see. It's got a really pretty gold fleck in it. It's a really pretty fabric. And I thought, well, actually, with all the colours, it went rather well. So I have managed to incorporate it here and there, just a little bit, not too overly much. But I thought it would be nice to, first of all, to cover the spine with that fabric. So that's what I've done. Just covered the spine, edged it with the same lace that I was using in the journal, in the guest book, which is the really pretty lace from Rhonda. Hi Rhonda, thank you again. Still loving the lace and still using it. So that's just edged it that side. Oops, turn it over. It's quite hefty now. And I've also put it on that side. So that's some really pretty paper on the back, and I've put the lace there. A few little pearls along the back in the corresponding colour, and that's how it looks from the outside, and I'm really pleased with that. I think that's enough decoration. I think the papers speak for themselves. So just as a reminder, the two papers that I've used a digital kit by Liana Scraps, which is called Wedding Bliss, or I think it's Wedding Bliss, and that's where I've taken this image from, which I think is a beautiful image on the front there. And then these papers, the scrapbook papers, is from a Stamperia paper pad called Ceremony, which is a really pretty wedding-themed paper pad. And there's a few extra bits of decoration which I'll point out along the way. Some fussy cuts that I've taken from the most recent wedding kit that Stamperia have done, or wedding pad, and that's called You and Me, and that's got a very similar colour scheme, and it had a few nice fussy cuts that I could just cut out and put in there, so I've used some of those as well. So let's just go straight in and have a look. And as you see on the back, I've taken the same image on the back of this and just flipped it before I printed it, so I could actually print the same image on both sides. It was quite tricky to get these lined up, but I managed it in the end. It's not perfect, but it looks okay. So that's on that side. Then just in here, this is one of those fussy cuts from that other paper pad from You and Me, which I've cut out for the wedding couple. And I've used, I think it's dried marigold is the ink. I've done that with a combination of that and vintage photo, just to ink all around the edges to bring in that colour, that warm peaches, autumnal orangey colours, because that's the theme of the wedding. So where those colours look like it needs a little bit of extra colour, I've added that around the edge of the papers, around the die cuts, things like that. But that's a really nice piece I just cut out. And then let's open it up. This is the first panel. So there's a pocket here, and I just put their save a date card that they sent to us all, because I thought that went in really there, and that was the spring point in a way for the colour scheme. You can see that's where the colours, if you can see, that's where the colours all come from. So we'll just do this first panel, and I open it up, and there's a pocket here, and this pocket says, and this is from the paper pad, every once in a while, in the middle of an ordinary life, love gives us a fairy tale. That's rather nice. Okay, and then this is the what they call panel 2. So that's a little tuck here, And I've done all of this panel is from the Liana Scraps pad, digital kit, should I say, the Liana Scraps digital kit with a Wedded Bliss. And then the next panel, so I've kind of alternated them. All of this panel is made from the ceremony paper pad. So I've kind of alternated them, but I think they coordinate really nicely together. And I've used the strips from the paper pad, the Stamperia paper, to line the spines as well. And this is got a little magnet holding these two together. So I'll flip that up. And here there's a little tuck here, so I think something can be tucked in here. This is all going to be for photographs really, so I'll tuck something in there. Same at the bottom, slightly different image, and on the other side I've done another tuck. And then there's an envelope, so we can put a photograph in the envelope here, where there's a thumb hole, and that flips out, and then it flips open. And another envelope here, and we can put a photograph there. That flips out as well. So they're not all identically matching, but some bits are and some bits aren't. So they're coordinating. I love these images because I used a similar one on the other side, but with the same. This is real vintage lace that I've put behind it, and that flips open there. So you see the two brides. It's the same image. I flipped it again. I just flipped it before I printed it in my editing, so that you've got the mirror image on both sides, which I rather like that look. I hope you can see that. Let me just check with my camera that you can see it properly. Oh yes, that's good. One of these things, because there's so many bits to it, it's hard to know if it's all in camera. So then we have the next layer here, and this is a bigger envelope, and that opens like that, and then something can be popped in here. And the same image again, facing the other way. So a bit of a thing going here. I did this quite a few times. I thought it worked really nicely. And again, there's an envelope here, and these are both been stenciled with the I think with the dried marigold mixture of that and the vintage photo. And then there's a few little bits of gold, little gold highlights. I don't know if you can pick those up here and there on both of them. This has got it as well. I've done them both the same. So that goes like that. So we can flip that, you can put a photograph here, put a photograph in there, and they both open. So it's open like that. Yet again, I've got these two mirror images here. I've got a side tuck covered in lace on both sides. I popped in here, this was from another kit, but I rather liked it. It's just gives you all the different anniversaries from the 1st to the 75th. All the significant anniversaries there. So I thought that was quite a nice little thing just to pop in for them to find. And then here I've put a little tuck saying menu, and there's a belly band, so you can sort of pop the menu behind. I know they've got menus printed off. I'm just hoping it's going to fit behind there. And then these were some little fussy cuts, knife and fork and a spoon that I just added just as a decoration. Yes, I'm hoping the menus that they've got printed are going to fit in there, but we will see. Otherwise we may have to do something else and cover this up. I don't know. We will work that out. Right, so I'm going to close that, and then this one and this one flip up. There's another little fussy cut here of a beautiful shoe, wedding bride shoe, just to finish the decoration there. So that's that one. And then this is the third panel. And I've literally 5 minutes ago added these little flaps because I thought it wasn't terribly obvious which way it went. So I thought, well, if I had a nice little flap, using that fabric again and that little bit of lace to edge it, then it's obvious that flips up and it opens. And then there's another envelope here, spot to add something in there. Plenty of space to, you could write in here or you could add photographs. I mean, there was lots of opportunities to add pockets, but I thought I won't overdo the pockets. Give them, so that we can just stick photos in, or they can, I can do it for them, whatever they want me to do. And then it opens like that. And there's another pocket. Whoop, pulling this across. Another pocket here, edged with the same lace. And then this is the other one. Nice image from the You and Me pack. that flips open again. Another envelope here. And they're slightly different, the papers I used, just because I didn't have enough to do a side, so it doesn't have to match. It's all toning in beautifully. So that opens like that, and then it pulls out and opens like that. So this one will also do the same. You can open it right out. So you've got it like that, pocket there. And the same this side, the whole thing will open out like that. Let's pull it, let's pull it back in again. It just goes on and on forever, this thing, doesn't it? And then this one is a flip up and a flip down. I haven't added any extra pockets or anything here. I thought you could put a photograph here and at the bottom. And then in the middle here is the waterfall. All of this is based on the original video by Shellie Geigle, and she did this waterfall in hers, and I will link her video below, as well as the playlist for the other version that I did, which was using file folders. This is based on the original one that she did, in that it's the 12 by 12 papers with a background. So I will link that video, her video, below, and also the playlist of my videos doing it the same thing but scaled down for a file folder. So this is just using some more of that same trim as before, but in the cream and not in the coffee colour. Another bit of lace here. And then these are just places for photographs. I've got something there which, oh well, never mind. And then, so these flip up, you can just put little photographs, or you can write it whatever you like. So that's a little waterfall there. Flip that back down. And that's the flip up, or flip out, flip up, flip down. And then this folds in like that. This folds in like that. And as you saw, this one doesn't have any pockets or anything. You could put something here, but I just thought I'd leave it plain. So there we are. And then we just fold that in, fold that in, fold that up. It all clips together, it's all magnetised, and it will sit nice and neatly on the shelf like that. So I'm really pleased how this has turned out. It's been a real labour of love. I've just done little bits here and there when I've had a spare couple of hours of an evening or of an afternoon, and I've just done the next bit. You've seen the odd sneak peek as I've gone along, but I thought it'd be nice to bring it all together and show you the whole thing in one go. So I hope you enjoyed that. I will not be uploading this, obviously, until after the wedding. So I will be, now that I've finished it, I can wrap it ready to give it to them on the wedding. And then when you see it, it'll be a few days after the wedding, and then hopefully there will be no spoilers then. So thank you very much for joining me today, and please do join me again soon. Bye for now.